do I go live early? Hello, everyone. 20 people here, 13 likes. That's amazing. 7 more likes, though. We should be able to have 20 likes right now. Hit that button. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, in the chat. Need to do refreshing. Gotta refresh things. Lowest Deck, the series 100% not for children. Lower Decks went to places I never thought Star Trek would. This episode, the showrunner and writing crew deserve an Emmy for the show. For the show, yes. For this episode, no. This is probably the worst episode of Lower Decks this season, if not just Lower Decks in general. My God, look, guys, new chair. No squeaky. No squeaky. Ozzy says, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, Mugato sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, Mugato sleeps tonight. Ooh, ooh, has sex in the jungle tonight, yeah. Look, I'm not a prude by any means. I am, you know me, guys, I'm rude, crude, and generally in the mood. But that just took it a little bit too far. The Mugato that likes to watch, and then the horn stroke, just a little bit too much. Just a little bit too much. Who's lucky, Mr. 13? Eh? We have 3 new officers on the Cerritos. Well, Ozzy, that's not correct for the Black Ops thing. The Mugato twins were not Black Ops. They were just Mugato twins. Colin Barrett, evening, Cap. Evening, sir. BJ Tehran, you should wait a few seconds before speaking. It takes me that long to click past the ad. Oh, I don't say anything important. And yeah, I usually do. I usually fumble with my iPad for a while. That sounded really dirty. Dirtier than it probably should. Actually, this high back chair is not great because now you can't see my transporter room back there and stuff. I should just slide over a bit. Olivia Julius, $2. I tasted the puggy poo and she is that way. What? Is her poo tangy? Are the Mugato officers serving in Starfleet? Oh, are there any Mugato officers serving? No, but there are Kanzinti. There's a Kanzinti. There was a Kanzinti in the opening bar scene, which was cool. It looked like an exact Kanzinti from the animated series, so that was cool. Andrew Sepp, another animated alien brought to the Star Trek canon, the Kanzinti, blink and you'll miss it scene. They're just talking about that, actually, so there you go. And the Matthew Borman, yep, this episode was pretty big letdown. CG O'Neill, worst so far, I agree. Still love the show. Yeah, I still love the show too. It had its moments, but the A story with the Mugato was awful. The B story with Dr. Tiana and Tendi, for B story wasn't bad, but honestly not great. And I guess there's the C story with Captain Freeman and the alien. With the guy's ship. Cough should be going away soon. Don't worry, guys. Some good moments, but the gross out humor and the scene that went too far, they took it to the bottom for the series so far. Yes, even the one guy's head getting bitten off was a little bit too far. Would have been acceptable if it wasn't, preceded by the voyeurism. I like how they make the trope of nobody says Mugatu the same way. So could be the worst episode, but I still laughed several times, and pausing it led to some hilarious stills. I agree, it was a little too crude for my more conservative tastes. This cough is killing me, guys. Hezraz, generally, if you have to go to that many sex jokes, you don't have much content planned, or it isn't planned well. I'm up for a good sex joke, but it gets excessive when you are doing it for filler. Yeah. Yeah. Ozzy says I was talking about Rutherford and Boimler, black slop officers. They're not black officers, and not even Mariner said they were. Ozzy, I don't know where you get that idea. She was just saying, "Hey, those are the Mugato twins. They killed some Mugatos and ground down their horn and ate them and got some superpowers or some weird powers." So Olivia says, with Shax trying and tasting the poo to track the monkeys. Yeah, that's why I asked if the pug's poo was tangy. Anyone know what type of ship the Atlantis is? No. Squadron course. So what you're saying is, don't nobody got no Mr. Mugato. Sure. I don't know what you're referring to. I am me, see? Says, I was enjoying the episode up to the South Park humor. I think they redeemed some of it with the way they resolved it, but yeah. Yeah, the resolution was definitely Starfleet and Star Trek for sure. In the New Frontier novels, there's a Mugato officer. Oh. Captain Casey Stewart, I actually really liked the episode. It was fun for me. Just my opinion. Okay. I didn't hate it. I mean, it's still better than most of the episodes of Picard, so. But honestly, it was forgettable. Colin says the Denobulians in the opening scene was a nice touch. Yeah, the Denobulians' fear reaction was great. Matt Boardman, the episode was all over the place. It couldn't make up its mind as to what it wanted to be. You had the whole Boimler Rutherford Mariner story, then the alien with Captain Freeman, and then Tendi and the Doctor. Yeah, the Tendi and the Doctor one got more time, though, so I consider it the B story, whereas the C story was the alien with Freeman. But C Plus says, I enjoyed it. Definitely not the best episode ever, but still better than Picard and Season 1 of Discovery. There's some good episodes of Season 1 of Discovery. Definitely some good moments. And Tindy, not Tindy, Tilly. Pumpkin Spice, yeah, the crass gross out humor is not working at all. Missed the 90s observational and intelligent kind. Melissa Jericho, the captain falling for the scam was funny, shows she's not why she isn't on a capital ship captain. I told you to use a tractor beam. I did use the tractor at the lowest tractor factor. That was hilarious. That's tractor factor is now a thing because that was funny. Come on. Dark Guardian, I permit to whip you. The Jericho, Atlantis was another shuttle, so it would have been an NX class vessel. Hey Chuck, how's it going? I'm doing good, thank you. Wasn't for this fucking cough. Hezrez, I think it would have been hilarious at the end if they'd actually made Mariner Section 31, but that the captain is still her mom and doesn't know. A little clip at the end for laughs. Eric Martin is here with $2. Thank you so much. Buy yourself some Robitussin, Captain. Yeah. Got you, officer. They are not evolved that far. I agree, Pumpkin Spice. There was a story to it. Okay, it must have been genetically altered or something. Multi Gunman asks how it's going. It's going well. Thank you. How's it going with you? The swindle with Freeman was the funniest part. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Apparently I missed a super chat. Olivia Julius, $5. Cap, I got a secret to tell you. Come close. Fleet Pa? You know why they call him Fleet Pa? He once took out a whole fleet just with a single paw. I'm mega frustrated with this cough today. My throat's been super dry all day, too. Mr. Jericho, why were Boimler and Rutherford in bandages? They would have had their wounds regenerated. True. Tendi got hers done. I thought the same thing. It's just cartoon. Cartoon humor. Maybe they didn't have time to go down. Maybe they didn't want to admit to Tiana that they needed that they got their asses kicked by Mariner again. I'm so mad with this goddamn cough. Eric Martin, I think they need to back off on packing in so many canon references and focus a bit more on the story quality. God damn it. Oh, I'm mad. Sorry about the cough, guys. Tractor Factor is a pretty tight band name. No, I don't have any cough drops. Lowest deck. COVID. Cap variant. Fleet Plus Swift back, $2. Hey, nice shirt, Cap. I wore mine today, too. Yeah. This is the latest shirt that I got from TeePublic. The Trekyards web series shirt. They're having a sale. I think they sent me a calendar with the sales. There's a few sales this month. You just feel the cough like right there, and I know if I talk, it's going to. So I'm just like, ugh. You gotta always make me think of White Apes from Edgar Rice Burroughs' Princess of Mars series. Pumpkin spice. When I have a cough, I drink a lot of water. That seems to help. Well, I haven't been drinking water today, actually, so that might be a good idea. Afraid to talk. The List of Jericho. The Black Ops story didn't work for me, as we already know Mariner has some Black Ops missions with the Klingons from episode 2. Tendi has also done a Black Ops mission. Yeah. Multi-Gunman. Just tell everyone you're coughing because you're allergic to BS. I cough right after your comment. Lowest deck. I want to see Peanut Hamper come back as a villain. I fucking hate Peanut Hamper. I don't want to see Peanut Hamper come back ever. What a stupid goddamn thing for the show to do. I absolutely despise that character. I thought it was stupid. Yeah, we've speculated that Peanut Hamper could come back as a villain as well, but I don't want to see it. I don't care. I don't want to see Peanut Hamper ever again. It's just beyond stupid. AR, I gotta show their injuries to the audience, how badly they got wrecked. Olivia Julius, $2 for Ricola. Ricola. Lemon water. The sugary drinks seem to make my cough worse. Yeah, they don't really do that for me, though. BJ Tehran. The stills on the bridge after the alien ship was destroyed are hilarious, especially Ensign Barnes. Chuck A. Dr. Tiana on lower decks coughs up fur. Yes. Tea and honey helps out with my nasty coughs, says AR. Well, thank you. Might do that after the live. Feels like a piece of phlegm just broke free there. So hopefully, hopefully that's good. Livy Julie's $5. So do you think the doctor is testing Tendi before she gets a promotion? Maybe. I mean, there's 2 episodes in a row where she's wanted her to do something for her. So Roden says, "Love your models." Well, thank you. Fleet Paws says they haven't really done much with Tiana. I was happy to see her be more than fuck this, fuck off, bleep, bleep, bleep character. There's a lot more potential there for her as well. Plus, the her and the Shax relationship was built up again in this episode, which was kind of nice. I like last week's episode a little more, but it was all right. I doubt that a physical, even in Star Trek, would have more involved than a tricorder scan, even though the tricorder tends to be the go-to. Peanut Hamper is a total bitch. Facts. Yeah, fuck Peanut Hamper. Was the alien a time traveler? Why do you say that? The only scene I would want of Peanut Hamper is a shot of the Zat Vash following her and tearing her apart. That's funny. Do you think we'll see the Parliament class again with the more detailed treatment we saw given to the Cali and Luna classes? I hope so. I do like the Parliament class. I think the upgraded look would be great. I look like shit today. I just realized that. I'm coughing. I don't feel the best today. Look at my hair. I've got like, what the hell? I got like frizzies. Yeah, I don't look good today, do I? Glad I didn't really go out of the house. But Jaws, I would like to see the Parliament class again. Do I think we will? Possibly, yes. You're going to laugh, Stuart, but pineapple juice, it contains bromelain, which is a natural cough suppressant. Hey, I love pineapples. I love pineapple. I love pineapple juice. Don't put it near a goddamn pizza. But other than that, I love pineapple. So, Chuck A, good night, Captain. I hope your cough does better. Well, thank you so much. Squadra Course, $2. Hope your cough gets better. Thank you, Squadra Course. Hezraz, they should make a shirt. Yeah, fuck Peanut Hamper. And Captain Foley. Lois Deck says, damn, I just got served. Haha. Cough cranky much? Try monk fruit in hot water. It's Chinese dried fruit. Works great for sore throats, etc. Well, thank you, Lois Deck. Great name, by the way. Haven't seen you commenting before, so if you're new here, make sure you're subscribed. Click the bell notification icon to all, and thank you for watching. BJ Tehran, $2. Captain Tendi to Captain Foley. Sir, you're physical. Yes, please, scan me. Fix this fucking cough. Oh, I love the dreadnoughts. Rodan, tell me more about Lower Decks. Come on, cough it up. LOL. Just kidding. I hope it goes away with respect. Thank you, Rodan. Hear the pug snoring. Ugh. Olivia Julius, $5. I am the doctor. Don't you think I would know if I'm sick? BJ Tehran, is there a congressional class? I mean, sure, probably. It's a great name for a class. Pumpkin Spice, Matt Fleur on TNG, traveled to the future. Who the hell's Matt Fleur? Is that Max Headroom guy? Ozzy says, because her husband asked if you had a time shift in your section. You look awesome today. Thank you, Ozzy. I don't feel awesome. I don't think I look awesome either. Matthew Coate, $5. Did you know the title was a reference to TOS, where the Mugatos were called Gumatos, and they changed it due to DeForest messing up the name? I did not know that, so that's an interesting little fact. Thank you, Matthew. I mean, it sounds vaguely familiar, but Wow, that's cool. Pumpkin Spice. Super surprised Archer did not run into him on an Enterprise. Could have been a mud type of character. Pineapple on pizza is a mortal sin, it is known. This is true, AR. True. Hezraz, I would be tempted, but then CBS Viacom would see it, make money, and sue me. Olivia Julius says, Puggy snores. It's like Biggie Smalls. Hezraz, at least Freeman got her stuff back. AR, honestly, thought that was a wet fart. That's really fucking gross. And yeah, I hate that people mistake my dog for my bodily noises because that's bullshit. Fleet Paw, pineapple on pizza, pumpkin spice everything, and eggplant are the worst abominations ever created. Rodan, peanut hamper, that floating drone thing. What did it do to cause such hatred? It was just a stupid fucking idea. I don't like the exocomp design to begin with, and then to have one in Starfleet. It was stupid beyond stupid. And then Peanut Hamper being such a little bitch. Just not caring about anybody. Like, what? Get the fuck out of here. What the? It was just dumb. It was just dumb. Libby Julius, $2. So what is Shax now? Well, it's not spelt that way. Shax is SHAX. And I don't know what he is. I was wondering the same thing because Kayshawn is still on the bridge at the security station. So still got the little puppet Kayshawn here. Ooh. Hello. Actually, Olivia is getting my mother-in-law who made this to get her a Captain Foley and Commander Cocking's crocheted guys, and one of herself. So there's Kayshawn. I don't know what Shax is doing on board the ship right now. He's still leading away missions and stuff. So I am a doll. Do not play with me. Wah, wah, wah. Richie says that was only a tractor factor of 1. I know, I love tractor factor. That's fucking hilarious. I'm surprised that hasn't been done before or said before. Yeah, Max Headroom. Yeah, we're actually going to be reviewing that episode. I think it's next in our review lineup. It's a matter of time is the episode name. Hezraz, all the organics during the crisis and tell them they can all die. Jeremy says, pineapple on pizza is okay. Just keep the anchovies away from me. What you need is a pizza that only has pineapple and anchovies on it. It's probably the worst thing ever. Did you see the pears hang on the alien ship? See the pears hang. I don't know what you mean, Ozzy. Pumpkin Spice. He was a guy from the 22nd century, stole a bunch of stuff on the Enterprise D. Yes, I'm well aware of the episode. He stole somebody's time machine from the future and was inventing. He was an inventor, a failed one until a couple of weeks ago when he ran into this guy. And then, yeah. So, I know who it is. I was just making sure that the Max Headroom actor, that was his name. I wasn't sure what his name was. So, there's a lot of people that have gone into the future in Star Trek. So, Peanut Hamper ran instead of helper her starship. Oh, she ran instead of helping. Yes. Matthew Coate. Yeah, Peanut Hamper was the worst for the last episode of Lower Decks Season 1. Stewart. His pug snoring. Before Pumpkin Spice, everything was caramel apple for the fall flavor. Maybe Shax is now second command of secretary. Secretary? What? And no, if you mean security, he would still be the head security guy because he was the original security officer. So, Fleetpaw, want to own Kayshawn or a Foley puppet or puppet cockings? Follow Geeky Sheep Canada on Facebook and find out how to get your own. Yes, shoot her a message on Facebook and she will let you know. Jean says they could have Peanut Hamper melted down by the Ferengi in an episode. Lista Jericho says, isn't the Cerritos a towing vessel? It makes sense for it to have tractor factors. Absolutely, yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. Libby Julia's $2 tractor factor of 5, 6, 7, 8. Hashtag Riker reference. Yes. Matthew Coate, I think Shax is still head of security and the guy is second, maybe heads of different shifts. Yeah, that's kind of what I assumed as well. Squadron Course, anchovies on pizza sounds a little fishy to me. Rodan, Hez, well, it sounds like that thing needs to be scrapped. Okay, don't know what you're talking about. Lois Deck says, given the doctor is a cat, can Shax be blamed if she says he loves pussy? Ha ha ha, retype because of typo. I mean, I was going to say, I don't think Lower Decks would ever go that crude with the humor, but after seeing what I saw tonight, absolutely they would. I mean, I'll say it, I love pussy. Somebody's going to clip that, god damn it. But no, she's a cetacean. It's fine. She's a cat. There's also Konzinti on board, which is also a cat. So that's kind of cool. Richie says, I would let Tandy pro me on top of scanning me. Hell yeah. Eric Martin, Shax is on probation after returning from the dead. Probably, yeah. Pears dice. Hang on the alien. Yeah, I saw the alien dice. That's a pug. AR, I'm addicted to anchovies. I could eat them out of the little tin all day if they weren't so high in salt. I don't. I'm more of a fan of sardines. I love sardines. I haven't had sardines out of the can in a long time. Like 5 or 6 years, maybe even more. I love sardines in cans, I gotta say. Not really anchovies, though. I don't know what the difference is between a sardine and an anchovy. I think sardines are bigger, possibly, but I'm not sure. So, I am me. C puts in $5. It was interesting seeing the Ferengi last season compared to this episode. They made a point of showing last season was refined and not a stereotype. Well, I love how she says too. What are you like, a throwback to the last Outpost Ferengi? Richie says Peanut Hamper got what she deserved. I'd love to see her come back as the villain, though. Jonathan, that tractor beam crushing the ship felt like a reference to the TOS episode where they go back in time and accidentally crush a fighter jet with a tractor beam. Yeah. I forget the name of the episode now. God damn it. Assignment Earth. That's it. Or is it Assignment Earth? Or is Assignment Earth the one with Gary Seven? Anyway, yeah, they crush a 104 Starfighter with the tractor beam. Low stack anchovies, pineapple, and eggplant pizza sounds awesome. Well, Lois Deck, you're banned from the channel now. I'm just kidding. Fleetpaw Swiftback, anchovies are a good way to attempt to assassinate me. Just saying. Olivia, take note. Rodan, I hope they encounter the Tholians. Jose says, so did the cat like this episode? I'm late. I didn't. It's still enjoyable enough to watch, but as far as Lower Decks goes, this is not a great episode. This is by far the worst one from season 2. I would say maybe the worst one for all of the show so far. It wasn't fantastic. BJ Turan, on Shax and Kayshawn, one could be the tactical officer and the security officer, or perhaps Shax is now in engineering since he has been there once or twice since returning. That's true. God damn. Matthew says Shax's leading an away mission, though, makes it seem like he's back 100%, or he would be on desk duty. Fleet Paw, I kind of want a puppet Fleet Paw. Maybe in a Monster Maroon uni. There you go. Find out. Go ask. Mugatu's fucking ain't that crass. The Mugatu's fucking wasn't the problem. The one's mating. It was the other one that was the voyeur. And even if they just cut it with he wanted to watch and he did the like go ahead and do it and then like would have been fine. But the horn stroke was a little too much. That was just that bit too far. That was like, nah, why? What did you do? Pumpkin spice. The whip weapons the Ferengi use were back. Used anywhere in Trek since the last outpost. No. The only time you see it again is in Deep Space Nine, with Quark, his little action figures. Marauder Mo. His Marauder Mo action figures, which are little Ferengi action figures that he collected, and they had the little whips with them. So. Cullen says pussy galore on that ship. Oh my god. Fleet Pass says I saw the Konzinti. That was awesome. BJ Turan. Shax would work better if he was an enlisted chef or chief. Not chef. Chief. Like Chief O'Brien on DS9. Are Konzinti real cats or just cat-like? They're not real cats from Earth that evolved. They're a cat-like species of humanoid that evolved on the planet Konzinti. So, Jose Shax should have been promoted, in my opinion. Yeah, well. Lissa Jericho sounds like a mobile on vibrate. What does? The pug? Oh, maybe. Pumpkin spice. The feces eating twice was too much, too disgusting. Yes, but that was still within the parameters where I'm like, that's fine. So when I got to the guy's head getting bitten off, I was kind of like, oof. Yeah, it's still all right. That's, but the other thing was just too much. Jeremy says Shax sees the doctor because he has cat scratch fever. Ooh, baby. Along with the pug, says Ozzy. Dom says sardines for the win. I can eat those all day, every day. Richie says Mariner really kicked the crap out of Boimler and Rutherford, but was it really a fair fight? They're kind of soy boys in the 24th century, and Mariner is a badass. Devo says it was cool seeing Ambujitsu again. Yes, absolutely. The lowest tractor factor. Yeah, I know, Mark. That was awesome. Sardines are also delish. Yes. Hashtag would agree. Pumpkin spice. LOL, just bought my cat's pumpkin and spice. Some canned sardines. Ooh, your cats are named Pumpkin and Spice. Mr. Pumpkin Spice. Jose, I really do not like the last outpost joke. It was uncharacteristically lazy, writing to just name drop an episode. I kind of liked it. I thought it was clever. But I can see why somebody might not like it. Olivia Julius, $20. Thank you so much. That is awesome. If you want to add the voodoo doll feature on the Captain Commander's doll, just add an extra $99 and she will get teeth and hair from Stuart. By the way, I'm getting me with the JJ uniform, universe uniform, my favorite uniform. There you go. 49 likes with 51 people here, guys. One person hit that like button. I'd like to get up to at least 50, but I'm going to aim for, let's go 75. But at least 50. One more person has to hit that like button. Fleet Pass says assignment Earth is Gary 7. Ozzy says yesterday's Enterprise. Yesterday's Enterprise is not the episode. Is it called Tomorrow Was Yesterday? I can't remember. Joseph, I bet they put pineapple on pizza on the JJ Pride. Oh, probably. Pumpkin spice, they just aired that tonight. Tomorrow is yesterday. Crushed Air Force jet. Yeah, there it is. Tomorrow is yesterday. Gene Iwaski Jr. No, it was tomorrow was yesterday, and the plane that crashed was a Lockheed 104 Starfighter. Yes. Devo 77X, even with the TOS reference of the Mugato. What do you mean, even with it? What do you mean? Richie Appel. No, last week was definitely worse than this one. Trying to remember what the fuck happened last week. Paris showed up. Boimler was in the. I didn't recognize him. What the fuck else was? Tendi and No. This one was worse. This one was worse. Fleet Paw puts in $2 in order to assassinate me. Find me first. She must. What are you, fucking Yoda? Find me first. She must in order to assassinate me. Gene Iwaski Jr. Is it just me, or has Lower Deck's been kind of a lackluster this season compared to last season? Is it just that the novelty of it has worn off? It's a little bit lackluster. I don't think the novelty's worn off yet, but that could be the case as well. But I think there's a lot better episodes coming later in the season, so we're kind of going to build up to the good ones. My thought and hope. Eric Martin, I know McCoy was irritable and it was part of his charm, but why is the Lower Deck Stalker such a grouch all the time? I don't know. It looks like McCoy and Pulaski had a baby, and it was Tiana. Devo 77X, the Ferengi whip did appear in Enterprise. Yes, it did. You're absolutely right. Which is stupid for the Ferengi to even. Whatever. Don't even get me started on that. But good enough episode. Just. Ugh. Matthew throws in $5, so thank you so much. Totally agree. Hornstroke was just unnecessary. Blah. She's a cat. Cat Sarah was grouchy. Jose says this episode straight up drove the captain to a bottle. Fuck yeah, it did. Lower Decks. I would like to see Lowest Deck. Sorry. I would like to see Lower Decks cover some of the backstory from TNG, like the Traveler, etc. I'd also like to see a yesterday or tomorrow's Cerritos episode. Absolutely. 1000% agree with that. By the way, guys, if you're new here, if you don't know the routine, tomorrow night, Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be doing our live breakdown of this episode, scene by scene, full breakdown, review, analysis, whatever you guys want. If you guys want to join us and let us know your thoughts, by all means, feel free. We do like breaking these things down and kind of pointing out all of the cool things we see. So if you want to be able to join us for that, please do so. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see. The head biting was the worst to me. Then also Shaq's eating shit. Fleetpaw Swiftback. Okay, so a dude getting his head bitten off is too much, but Badgie ripping heads and limbs off isn't? Or did you not like that either? I don't remember. I thought it was a little excessive at the time. So did Samuel. It was a little bit gratuitous. Considering this guy in this episode, when he got his head bitten off, it was just purple blood. But yeah, the guy gave head literally. Oh, good God! At least he didn't give horn or tusk. Jonathan Shax, don't mind me. I'm early. Still got 10 minutes. That made me laugh. Yeah, that was probably the funniest part of the episode for me. Richie says JJ uniform is the best uniform and the disco shuttle is the best shuttle. I'm kidding. Love how everybody has to caveat their comments with I'm kidding because they know I'll like freak out on them. Matthew says that makes me laugh now. Broken Speaker, $2. Weak episode, meh, and money. Thank you very much, Broken Speaker. AR says, but last week had Pirate Dominatrix Tendi, though, and Orion Mariner. And that was sexy little ladies, those two. Rodan, tomorrow is yesterday, and yesterday is today, but not tomorrow. Ozzy says, tomorrow is yesterday is the episode I just looked up. Yes, we already figured that out, Ozzy. Thank you, though. Matthew Coate, I still think Lower Decks is one of the best Star Trek shows that has come along out in a long time, even if they've had a dip, and I don't even think that. It's by far the best of the new Trek so far. Yes, 1000% agree with you. I still think it's a little bit of a dip right now, but you know, if you don't agree with me, that's cool. But yeah, so there we go. Matt Boardman, she's a cat. Cats are grouchy and temperamental. Richie Appel, is this the season they're trying to gather casual Trek viewers by adding stuff like the horn wanking thing? I don't know. That's not going to gather anybody. That's just going to piss people off. Fleet Paw, ha, house, laugh in my ass off. You're funny, Olivia. I live in a van by the river, but which river? Actually, you know, the whole Mugato thing with the horn, I really hated it. And the simple fact is, fucking channels, hate channels like Doom Dick and all the other hater channels out there are going to latch onto that, and that's going to be one of their key pieces of evidence of how stupid this fucking show is. Because you know they watch every goddamn second of it just to pick it apart, just to find the things that they can say are annoying, when the show is actually really good. So for them to actually supply them with cannon fodder as this is a bad show or an inappropriate thing really pissed me off. That's the biggest issue I have with it. Yeah, it was a little inappropriate. I don't mind inappropriate humor. I thought it was fine, I guess. But for Lower Decks, I just expected a little bit better. And to be able to feed these people this information or these moments that they can latch onto and say, hey, this is one of the reasons this show sucks. Look at this. Ha 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 ha. You know, it just pisses me off. Eric Martin says, I'd like to see a Mirror Universe Cerritos evil, but still incompetent. Maybe it's the flagship in the Mirror Universe. Jeremy says, I still want to know why Mariner dislikes Jennifer. Would love to see that story. I'm sure we will. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure we will. Gene says, but there was also the banging on the log. That was fine. That was fine. Those are animals mating. That's fine. I have no issue with that. I thought that was... He didn't say they were... Boimler didn't say, hey, they're fucking, or hey, they're having sex. He said, oh, they're mating. This could be a problem. So that was fine. That's nature. So Fleetpaw said, and before Phoebe Seymour tries it, Basil Rathbone sucks as Sherlock, and dilithium is not a fuel source. I wouldn't say he sucks as Sherlock. He's just not the best Sherlock. Lois Dex, the eating poo turned me green, and the stroking horn while watching sex was a bit too far. Wondering if the writer who did the shower scene wrote this episode. I don't know who wrote this episode. I didn't pay attention. Rodan, there should be a Star Trek game where you get to pick your species and fight. So you, Salty, and Lore could fight to see who wins. Clearly, I would win, because Salty and Lore would both cheat and probably work together. But since they can't cooperate or agree on anything, I would have the upper hand. So it'd be fine. Do you think Prodigy will beat out Lower Decks for the best of the new Trek shows? I don't know. It depends how it goes. So far, I really like the intro. I like the animation style. I like the ship. So it's on its way there. I'm also waiting for Strange New Worlds. I think that'll probably blow all these ones out of the water. But who knows? AR says, Mariner said Shax got stung by a Mugato and that she had to suck out the venom. Genuine question, what do they sting with? Their horns or a tail or something? I think any of the barbs on them. So there's the horn, there's also the spikes along their back and on the tail. So it could be anything as far as I remember. Shit, it's in the other room. I have the Starfleet medical journal, and I think it has Mugato in it. I'm going to actually go get that. Hold on, I'll be right back. Stay there, Pug. Ugh. Starfleet Medical Reference Manual. See how to... Where is it here? How to get a Gorn to start breathing. It's got some good shit in it. Dot, come here, Dot. Dot. There's some. Sorry, guys. I'm pretty sure there's something about Mugatos in here. There's Excalbians. Excalbians were in the second episode. The different brains of the different species. I've done a video on this book if you guys are interested. Maybe it's not in here. Sorry, this is. Oh, there we go. Mugato. Haha. Haha. Mugato. There, I fucking knew it. And here's a section on the Mugato bite. So, I'll read this to you so you can learn all about the Mugato bite. Apparently it's a bite. The variety of anthropoid, the Mugato, is native to the planet Neural in the Zeta Botis star system. Territorial by nature, the creature is characterized by a single large horn extending from the superior portion of the cranium. Prominent spinal scuta extend to the tip of the large counterbalancing tail. Manifestations: general weakness, rapid pulse, nausea, vomiting, chills, blurred vision, drowsiness, abdominal pain, possible convulsions, and development of a coma. Reactions from Mugato bites are usually aggravated by acute fear and anxiety. First aid: keep the victim quiet and reassure him. Keep the affected part below the level of the victim's heart. Apply a constricting band or tourniquet 10 centimeters below the bite on the victim's arm or leg, between the wound and the heart. Do not apply tightly. Your index finger should be able to slip under the band when it is in place. Give artificial respiration if indicated. Treat victim for shock unless nausea and vomiting develop. Sips of fluids may be given if the victim can swallow. Do not give alcohol in any form. And the victim should be transported as quickly as possible to a place where proper medical attention can be administered. So yeah, that's the whole thing on the Mugato. So apparently it's a bite. It's not like he got stabbed by a horn or anything. So Eric, that's funny. The symptoms are like a college hangover. That's hilarious. Yeah, this is a pretty cool book. I know we're getting off topic, but oh, oof, a dislocated antenna. Oh, dislocation of the superior cortex. Oh my God. Yeah, so this book's fantastic, but I don't want to start talking about the book now because mouse-to-mouse resuscitation, foreign body obstruction. Foreign body obstruction. This is hilarious. You got a human giving the Heimlich maneuver to a Tellarite, an Andorian, and a Gorn. That's the Federation for you, baby. Foreign body in the airway. Oh, Vulcan cardiac arrest. See, their heart's on the other side. Just saying. Anyway. So we'll put that back there. I should close the door again. AR, hate watchers can go fuck themselves. Yep. Doom Dick, I love that. I had another name for him before. What was it? I replaced Doom with something, but I can't remember what it was now. Mugatos are horny creatures. Who knew? Who cares what the haters think? If what It's what the fans like. Yes, I agree. Where Shax is where Shax is eating number two. Cap, do you think Prodigy is in danger of being overhyped? It's a kids show after all, and people are really putting their hopes and dreams into it after the intro. No, I don't, and I'm sick of hearing it's a kids show. A kids show. Rebels, Star Wars Rebels was a fucking kids show, and it had very adult themes and very adult storylines. It was aimed at kids. They know that the older audience is going to watch it as well. Like I said, it's not like, listen, boys and girls, we want to go very fast. Well, we have warp 5, 6, 7. What comes after warp 7, boys and girls? It's not like teaching us how fucking numbers. So I don't like that it's being called a kids show. I get that it's made for kids. It's on Nickelodeon. I think it's going to have a very adult Clone Wars kind of vibe to it. I'm not concerned about that. Squadron Chorus. My fave line was poisonous, carnivorous, strength of 10 men. Sounds like my ex. Olivia Julia's $5. I would have gotten a Fleet Paw doll too, but I'm scared it will come alive and eat all my chips. Oh, wow. Fleet Paw, shots fired. Matthew Coate. It just seems this one dipped too far into silly and didn't walk the balance Lower Decks usually does. Absolutely agree. Mr. Captain 93, gotta love the Kirk bamboo cannon. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Pumpkin Spice, have you seen the recent comic books for the Mirror Universe TNG crew? Wesley Crusher at the console of the Agony booth with Picard in it. LOL. Yeah, I've seen some of the art from that. I haven't read them, but yes, I've seen it. I think Kirk was bitten. Yes. Yeah, I'm in charge. Wow, what a gorgeous chair. I'm jealous. The lithium isn't necessary to go to warp, but it is necessary for higher warp speeds like warp 4 and beyond. Yes, absolutely. Matthew Coate, you can't suck out poison. It's in your cardiovascular system so fast. That's like an old wives' tale. I know, but it can slow it down. I'm pretty sure. It depends whether it gets into a vein or an artery, or if it gets into like the muscle fiber. If it gets into the muscle fiber, you're good to suck it out because it actually starts to necroticize, kill the flesh. So you need to suck that out if it's in a muscle. So these last few episodes have really weakened the character Freeman, in my opinion, which is a shame. This is Jericho. I hate that sucking the poison trope. It doesn't work like that. The poison would already be traveling into the blood. It depends where. Fleet Paw. Oh Lord, Olivia's in charge. All hands abandon ship. This is not a drill. All hands to emergency escape pods. How to intubate a Gorn. Mark Lawrence, $5. If Prodigy respects canon like Lower Decks, or even more, then it has a good chance to be the best current Trek series. Amen, brother. Matt Boardman. Ben Rogers wrote this episode. Only his second written by credit for the show. He's only written 2 episodes, and the other one for... He's only written 2 episodes for one other show back in 2017. What was that show, though? BJ Tehran, some of the Basil Rathbone Sherlock Holmes are pretty bad. Quebec is like Transylvania or outright World War II propaganda. But the 1946 Terror by Night with a Train to Scotland is great. Yeah, some of them are great. The radio dramas are the best, but we're not getting into Sherlock Holmes discussions again. Speaking of, guys, I filmed a whole Sherlock Holmes video today for the Captain Foley personal channel, which will be available next Thursday is when it's scheduled to come out. So you'll get to see my Sherlock Holmes collection. Mr. Captain 93, do you know the tractor factor of tractor beams before tonight? I didn't. I think tractor factor is an awesome, awesome term, and I love it to death. Looking forward to Stranger Worlds, but prequels scare me because of the damage that can be done. Amen. But it's the Discoverse, so who gives a shit? It's not Prime Universe. They say it is, but it's not. Fleet Paw. And here's the video going over the medical man. Oh, you found it. Good man. Ozzy Madero's Kirk got bitten by a Mugato in the episode of Private Little War episode of TOS. Thank you, Ozzy. Matthew says, Captain 93, I don't think it was ever mentioned. Eric says, Martin, or Mugato symptoms sound like a good college party hangover. Gene says, I think the only way you can treat somebody who has been stung by Mugato is to use the quivering That quivering plant is from the original series. Yes, the something root. I forget what it was called. Matthew says, "How detailed are these things? Holy crap! Detailed. Welcome to Star Trek." Pumpkin spice. McCoy was bitten by the Mugato. They had to have the temptational medicine girl save him. Blah, blah. Birds. Ochi, I think Mariner wants to inflict dislocated antennae on Jen. Yes, dislocate the shit out of those antennae. Matthew Coate, McCoy would treat the ambassador in Star Trek 5. Could treat the ambassador in Star Trek 5. 6. Star Trek 6. What the fuck? Ugh. Jose. Mark Lawrence. What's smart of the Prodigy premiere is that it's set in the part of the galaxy where there's a lot less explored than the alpha, beta, and even gamma quadrants, so they can damage that canon they can't damage canon that much. Panic Pecker. There we go. That's what we call Doomcock. Yeah. Panic Pecker. That's it. It's one of them. We've had various names for him over the years. Imagine the Borg assimilating Nagilum. Yikes. Stormhawk says, I really liked Boimler and Rutherford's moments this episode, and the game they played reminded me of the cones from Parks and Rec. Hezraz, it will be a family show. Did you know that Doctor Who is a kid family show? LOL, and that shit gets dark. Absolutely. Yes, you're right. Richie says, Prodigy is definitely not overhyped. Clone Wars was a kid's show and it was as violent as the films. Rebels was for a younger audience and it was still nearly as violent as the movies. Yes. Rodan, after Warp 7, easy. Warp 9, right? Well, it is an exponential graph, so yes. No. Matthew Coate, the follow-up to Rebels sucked, though. Like they regressed in storytelling. That was Resistance. Gene Owaski Jr., when showing the Heimlich maneuver page, I loved the shit-eating grin on the captain's face. Hezraz, anyone had those popcorner chips from Costco? Those are good. Corn chips that taste like sweet kettle popcorn. I may be eating some. Well, enjoy, man. Pumpkin spice. Nickelodeon did Avatar: The Last Airbender. It was pretty mature for the channel. Eric says, I love the TOS episodes where he holds the gun and says, I want more of these, Kirk. Many, many more. So hardcore. Gene says, they check all the joy out of anything that's produced. Gene says, kids love the Flintstones, but as an adult, that she would really appreciate the Flintstones. Tractor Factor. I LOL'd when Tactical said Tractor Factor. Yeah, I did too. That and the Shax moment are, I think, the funniest things for me in this episode. I have to check out your Sherlock Holmes video. Yes, you do. Next Thursday, it'll be out. It's just the first of many, too. I'm going to focus on more of the collection at some point, but I just gave you an overview of the whole collection-ish today. Hezraz, I think they may have made that up, but I'm sure someone will correct me on Tractor Factor soon. Tractor Factor 4. Pumpkin Spice, when the brother killed the other brother at the end of the first season. Whoa. What are you talking about now? Jeremy Caulfield says, you don't suck out poison. You use a blade and cut at the wound to encourage bleeding. At least that's what I was taught 30 plus years ago. Yes. You use a knife, you actually cause more damage around the area so that it does start bleeding out of the person so that the venom will come out. And then you suck it out to expedite that. So there is some usefulness in it. Like I said, it depends where you get bitten. If they get bitten like on the inner leg and it hits the femoral artery, yeah, they're pretty much fucked. But if it's in a solid muscle, yeah, you cut it out. You get out the area before it gets into the bloodstream. Cut it. Yeah, it's a thing. Look it up. Look it up. Devo says, love seeing the two denobulins in the beginning of the episode. Starfish face. That's what I call it. The doctor wants to Shaq's room later to check on him privately. She wants to shag with the shacks. Hezraz, so the power of math quote was a reference to Discovery. I thought so too. I was like, that's the power of math, people. A lot sexier when Tilly said it, though. Just saying. No, you're causing more tissue damage. Calm the patient to not increase blood pressure and treat symptoms like administration of corticosteroids. What if you don't have any? Huh? What then? Huh? The doctor wants to go to Shaq's room. Yes, we know. I've been bit. Please stab me. Hello. Also, I'm thinking that did you use lower settings? Maybe be reference to the time in TNG where they hit a ship and Picard said something similar to Riker, then the ship exploded torpedo-wise. Oh, like a low yield thing, and it just, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not giving medical advice, Joseph. I know what I read growing up. I had a medical like survival guide for camping or whatever, and that was one of the things you'd cut around the wound and yeah, this. What are the odds it's gonna happen, right? So. Smart Smears just coming in. I don't know what you thought, but this was probably the weakest episode for me since the Fletcher one. And the A plot, everything outside the climax felt like filler. Just me, though. 100% agree, Smart Smears. This was not a fantastic episode. But everyone here that was here earlier has learned something about the Mugato bite from the Starfleet Medical Reference Manual. So this has been an exciting adventure. We have 66 people, well, we have 67 people watching, 69 now, and 66 likes, guys. Hit that like button. I want to get to 75 likes. Only another 9 likes. I think we can do that, no problem. Feel free to chat because I caught up to the chat. Jose says, I thought the Fletcher episode was all right, personally. What is the Fletcher episode? What does that mean? Which is the Fletcher episode? I can't even... The name Fletcher doesn't ring a bell for me for Lower Decks. Mr. Captain 93, do you think we might ever get a Lower Decks TV movie? No. I don't. Fleet Pause acting like a child. Saying 69. Nice. 3 more likes to get to 75 likes, guys. 3 of you out there haven't hit that like button. Just give it a little thumbs up, a tap, please. And Richie says, oops, I forgot to hit like for almost an hour. What the hell, damn guy? Eric Martin, all of a sudden your cough is gone. That's what I'm saying. Most of the day it's fine. There's the odd time, though, if I haven't been talking for a while or just out of the blue, it's going to flare up, and then I can't talk for like half an hour, and it's usually right as I'm starting a live. But now, yeah, it's perfectly fucking goddamn fine. What the hell? And I swear a lot. I apologize. I don't mean to swear a lot, but I do because that's how my brain works, because, hey. Jeans, here comes the cough. Gene says, someone please shoot me. I hate all the automated spell check, grammar check, and all the other checks. Check. Got it. Paramount Plus may do one if the series gets ratings, I guess. Maybe after a few years it might do a special or something, like a movie length special, maybe. Who knows? Won't be on TV, though. Jose says, the ones where another Lower Dexter was lying to cover his ass. Is that the Great Koala episode? I can't remember. That was the guy who kept messing up. Okay, I think it was that episode. That voyeur scene was almost as awkward as the Rick and Morty Dragon Contact episode. Please never do that, Lower Decks. Please don't. I agree. Smart Smears. The one where Fletcher lied about being attacked by the Delta shift and got transferred to the Titan. Oh, that guy. Okay, now I remember. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I completely forgotten that was such a small part of the goddamn episode, in my opinion. So I don't even remember that. Here's hoping that Friday goes better than the rest of the week. The week has sucked balls. We had a vehicle accident every day. Had a bus get rear-ended at the railway tracks. Jesus Christ. Well, I hope your day goes better tomorrow. Yes, I hope you have a better Friday. Listen, Jericho, we know South Park are getting TV movies on Paramount Plus, so it is possible. Richie says, I was working on my Lego City. Pumpkin Spice says, I think all new Trek is on Paramount Plus now, even future movies. Yeah, I would say so. Ozzy says, the Klingons were given weapons to one side. Kirk was give his friend weapons to both sides. We're even. I know what you're saying, Ozzy, but man, your grammar and spelling, man. Oof. With somebody with dyslexia, with like me, it's like hard to understand what you're saying. Rodan, do starships have brakes because no friction, so they can just slow down? We have an episode coming up on impulse drives and how they work. What happens is there's actually a reverse thrust option on the impulse drive, so when you see them like slow down to a stop, they're actually exerting that. We talked to Rick Sternbach about it. He gave us some of the details on how that works. I forget exactly because it's a while since I've written the script, but yeah, that's how they work. The impulse engines are what do that. So, General Grievous, your wish is my command. My battle droids will handle you. Gene Owoski Jr., the animation for the Kassanti was spot on with the animated series. You mean the Kanzinti? KZINTI. Fleetpaw, the Fletcher episode was the one with Badgie. Yeah, see, that's like the most memorable part of that episode was Badgie, so. Hezraz, for those who don't know the reference, that when they magically bind themselves to a dragon, they are really long, awkward orgasm-like scenes. Just weird, and the dragon owner slut-shaming. Smart Smears, I will give the haters this one. The trifecta of sex, poop, and violent jokes did feel very Rick and Morty this week. The only time I'll say that about Lower Decks, though. Hopefully the only time I'll say that about Lower Decks, but yes, I don't like supplying those channels with fucking fodder for their hate war. And that's exactly, like, Mike McMahon and company just served it up on a tray today. Look, we have a guy jerking off his horn. Mike, come on. Domo arigato Mugato. Jose Fletcher was played by the Sixth Sense kid, all grown up, wasn't he? I don't know. That would be Haley Joel Osment, but Matthew. So, how much do you like all the references to TOS, the animated series? Probably the most obscure Star Trek. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's fantastic. Gene Owoski Jr. That was from the episode Parallels, where Wesley fired on the Enterprise D from the Borg-controlled universe. Oh yeah, and then one little shot blew it up. Jeremy says, I'm starting to dislike streaming services. There's too many. It's like channels, yeah. Hezraz, here's to this upcoming Friday. Hopefully it is better than the last one where I fell and got a black eye. Oh my god, LOL. Got it checked out, but tired since. Concussion stuff. That sucks, man. Feel better. It's Labor Day weekend in the USA. Yes, it is. It's here. Same here. Fleet Pass Swiftback, $2. Hi, I'm Badgie. Can I teach you a lesson? No, you creepy bastard. You can't teach me a lesson. We hit 75 likes. Thank you, guys. But 3 more likes to get to 80. Can we do an 80 goal? I think we can do an 80 goal. Gene says, I'd go watch a 2-hour theatrical release of Lower Decks if one were made. As would I. Hezraz, eventually someone will replace the streaming services. Yes, or regulate them, or put them into bundle options, or some such shit. Lowest Deck says, I wonder if 100 years from now, Trekyards YouTube videos will be viewed as an old video library predicting the future. That'd be creepy. Ozzy, I know Badgie playing. I'm talking about Private Little War where Klingons given the episode. AR said, had an MRI on my eyes and brain yesterday, loud as hell and super claustrophobic with for only 30 minutes, so I was kind of anxious. But I just pretend I was in sickbay and it was Star Trek tech. That's what I would have to do too. I'm very claustrophobic, so how long has that been spinning behind me? This fucking escape pod scan every time. I should remove that one from the playlist. I think the next one also causes issues. Judging a whole series on one episode is incredibly stupid. TNG and DS9 have a few bad episodes. Doesn't mean the whole series is trash. Exactly. Smart Smears. With how packed the Trek schedule is going to become, you guys may have to start merging some of the new episode videos to give space for regular videos your channel would have off season. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure something out. I really miss making the ship videos, the ship fact videos. We've kind of changed our format into this review style now, and it's like, we'll see how it goes. I don't know what we're gonna do about it, but Lowest Deck. I'd love to see Badgie end up on Discovery and destroy it. General Grievous, alive and still salty at Kenobi. Oh, because Fleet Paw's arch enemy, General Grievous, has arrived. Gene Awaski Jr., he's the one who threw the garbage in Titan's warp core. Don't remember that scene, actually. Now that you said it, I'm kind of vaguely picturing what that might look like, and I think I remember it, but... Let's see. Jeremy says, probably the worst Rick and Morty episode was Space Seaman and Incest Baby. Too far. Hezraz, that is the spirit. I got the CT scan. I swear I could feel some weird static crap in my body. Matthew says, is there a consensus of if Boimler is a copy or not? We did a whole video about that. Some interesting ideas. Hezraz, I forgot about that one. Friggin' gross. LOL. It's like college boy humor. Gene Awaski Jr., reaction control thrusters are the closest thing breaks if they use them that way. Yeah, but retro control thrusters are, or station keeping, is for station keeping. So for keeping the ship just... They could slow the ship down too, firing at the front, but it's actually the impulse engines themselves that they create a reverse field. I forget exactly how Rick described it, but I have it all written down in a script on the computer downstairs that can actually slow the ship down and reverse it. So there's a clip in the trailer with an older Boimler. I think somehow that will be Boimler of the Titan age somehow aged. Maybe. That's where he's on a Galaxy class bridge. But he's also just got an ensign's pip, though. He's got an ensign's pip. He doesn't have a lieutenant commander pip, or lieutenant junior grade, like the Boimler on the Titan does. So I'm pretty sure it's a holodeck simulation of Boimler with just gray in his hair. But yeah, I don't, because if you notice, the pip on him is ensign. So. Fleetpaw shared the video of is this the real Boimler? So thank you so much. Come to think of it, Boimler had a lot to prove to the Titans since the last Cerritos person they saw was Fletcher. Yeah. Gene says the ironic thing is most of those people that hate all this stuff haven't been around since the beginning of Trek, and we don't hate all of it the way they do. But you don't have to be around since the beginning. to. I also hate that argument. I watched Star Trek on day one. I have every right to bitch and moan and cry and whine about every goddamn thing that I don't like. It's like, shut the fuck up and sit down. Yeah, sure, you've been around since it started and you watched it since it started. Don't care. Star Trek's always been a part of my life since I can remember. I probably was watching it as a baby. So it's the same thing for me. It's actually more entrenched in me because I grew up with it. It was always there. I don't remember when I saw my first Star Trek because it's just always in my life. Whereas you saw it at a certain age. But that doesn't give you the right to be a fucking grumpy curmudgeon that's like, I fucking hate all this new shit. Like, fucking, I need to get back into rant alerts because I haven't done any. I've done like two, and I need to do more because it was going to be a series, and I'm like looking at my discussion points, and people are just going to say I'm bitching. So, anyway, whatever. Moving on. Boimler on the Galaxy class is probably a holodeck scene. I agree. Lois Deck says, I wonder if we see the Janeway protocol used in lower decks. I don't know. Hezraz, I like how Shax goes all spy ninja looking. Then you cut to everyone behind him walking normally. Yeah. Pumpkin Spice, LOL, you just thought that too. Thought what too? What? Oh, about the holodeck, yeah. Gene says people moved away from cable to save money, but now that they subscribe to so many streaming services to watch everything, you're back to paying money. You just used to pay for cable. Yeah, pretty much. BJ Tehran, The Expanse is the most realistic sci-fi space flight with its flip and slow burn and slow ships down for entering orbit. I could buy the warp drive being used at subwarp speeds to assist the impulse drive. Jonathan said, I was expecting Boimler last week was a hologram made by Rutherford because they missed him, but this week he was off the ship. So there goes that theory. Fleetpaw said, I think the first Trek I saw was the Wrath of Khan. I don't remember. I was like 3. Hezraz, I can imagine it is scary. Did they not give you headphones or music to listen to? Never had one, but that is what they do here. For the scan, yeah. Pumpkin Spice. Back in the 1800s, Star Trek was walking at night and using the stars to navigate. Old timer. Eric Martin says your screen is spinning again. Fucking global security net. This is another one. Thank you, Eric. Fucking can't stand when this shit happens. There. Well, now it's working all of a sudden. Thank you, Eric. Matthew says, I used to fight my parents so I could go. Used to fight my parents so I could get home to watch DS9. It was the first real love of Star Trek, and I'm so glad I can have conversations with people like this. Well, thank you, Matt. Good pleasure to have you, and yeah, I love having conversations with other Trek fans. So, Hezras, the most annoying thing I find is old people who go, I'm old, so I'm allowed to be an asshole. Nope, I am pretty sure you were an asshole when you were younger too. Smart smears. You can tell when the new Trek hate is forced because it's obvious. I saw someone calling the Prodigy theme song over substance, style over substance. Like every Trek theme isn't just panning through space with some nice music. Funny thing is, Marcus Bronzy from Trek Culture posted a clip from one of Nerdrotic's old lives where it's, this Prodigy thing, this is never going to happen. This show, you're never going to see this show. That's what the clip is. And he's just like, interesting. So he posted that on Twitter. So if you follow Marcus Bronzy, I think that's what his name is. I've actually played Call of Duty with him online. Call of Duty Warfare with him and their editor Chris Thompson from Trek Culture. I've played Call of Duty with them. So Bronzy's a good guy. But yeah, go to Twitter, check it out, and he's got a Nerdrotic clip, and it's fucking hilarious. Nerdrotic's like, oh, you'll never see that show. That's just, it's this animated Prodigy. What? So it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Jeremy says, I watched Trekyards, I've watched Doomcock, different points of view, take it in, make up my own mind. Absolutely. You can, yeah. Scott says, my first Trek memory is when my dad came home from being deployed. He was in the Canadian Navy and brought me a flying Enterprise. It had a hook on the bottom side, and you were supposed to pick up cargo. Yeah, I've seen that thing. That's cool. Dan says, I think this episode leads credence to your theory that this is the fake Boimler because he's way more competent than he was last season. He figured out how to negotiate with the Ferengi in the end. Yeah, but he's also has experience on the Titans, so either argument would work. Hezraz, I think neither Boimler knows who is the original. It is left open-ended like Thomas and William Riker. Also, it can be argued that they are both the original or neither. I'm just an asshole. I don't need excuses, says Fleetpaw. This is true. This is true. Squadron Course, I like the nod to the classic Trek theme at the end of the Prodigy intro, but feel like the music didn't have this very memorable melody. No, it didn't, but it definitely had a J.J. Kelvin film and a feel to it. And honestly, the music from the 2009 Star Trek or any of the Kelvin films was the best part of those movies. The music was on point. I really liked the music on those. This is written by the same composer, so Star Trek 2 was the first movie I saw in theaters, age 7. The music just blew me away. Thank you, James Horner, and a bunch of other film scores. Star Trek 3, The Rocketeer, Titanic, just awesome. Gene says, wouldn't it be nice if they spun out a Titan series? But if they do, I wish they would have Dr. E. Dr. E. Lois Deck says, if you could wish any ship into existence, what would you choose? Version included. The Enterprise D. Luxurious ship, holodecks. With the holodecks, you can go anywhere, do anything, be on any ship. So, is stellar cartography causing me problems now? Because, you bastard. Oh my god, you killed Kenny. You bastard. And these ones here are always a pain in my arsehole. But yeah, it'd be the Enterprise D, I think. Where's my dog? Eric Martin, I think it would be funny if a captain said, put it on screen, and that spinning icon came up for a while. On screen. Listen, Jericho, I'm not a fan of using the original theme in the new shows. They should be original pieces. Except for Beastie Boys in the third JJ movie. Well, it was also in the first JJ movie, the Beastie Boys, the same song, Sabotage. So, evening, chat and Cap. Good evening, Zeraxis. Sheen Awaski Jr. I've never hated Star Trek. I thought it was going to be like, I've never hated Star Trek, and I never will. I've never been able to thank them for the love of my life or something. I've never hated Star Trek, and I started watching it in the 60s, and I've seen it evolved and changed, and it's still okay. I don't get those people, I really don't. AR says, I used to watch TOS late at night as a little girl at my grandma's house. I'd stay up later after that and watch old VHS tapes, including the old 80s dinosaur documentary hosted by Christopher Reeves. Aw, that's awesome. Pumpkin Spice. What sucks about the music from the reboot Trek films, no variation on Into Darkness or Beyond from the 2009 film. All the previous Trek films had unique scores. Fleetpaw says, I think the pug disagrees. She wants the Connie, no bloody A, B, C, or D. But if you have the D with the holodecks, you can recreate the Enterprise, the TOS Enterprise on the holodeck. You can have any of the ships. And honestly, I don't know if I'd want to serve on the goddamn TOS Connie for 5 years. I'd rather be on the flying Hilton Hotel in space. Like, let's be real. They should have at least used Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys and beyond. I said the same thing. Like a pinch in the neck from Mr. Spock. And then have Spock look at, or have McCoy look at Spock and Spock go, oh, that would have been hilarious. I think that every time I hear that song, like a pinch in the neck from this Mr. Spock. It's just, I can see the interaction. I can see, McCoy being like, and Spock looking back and going like, that'd be hilarious. What so if their horns are their genitals, then what about those who had their horns ripped? Someone's gonna take that out of context. Oh, good God. My complaint about JJ Trek Discovery and Picard is that I feel the stories just aren't very good and they don't respect established canon. I don't think they are. I think the horn scene was just a reference to a guy wanking. Well, yeah, obviously it was, but maybe it's foreplay for them? I don't know. It wasn't his genitalia, though, because, no. Unfortunately, the Starfleet medical reference doesn't tell me about the Mugatu's genitalia, just about its bite and venom. So I apologize, guys. The Starfleet medical reference manual has let us down. Psionics, the Borgia plant. Ooh, triple anatomy. A Regilian bloodworm. That's what a Regilian bloodworm looks like, in case you didn't know. Flying parasite, the fried egg. Ooh, a Denebian slime devil. Have you ever seen what a Denebian slime devil looks like? That's what it looks like. Right there. And there's its anatomy. There's legend. Yeah. Those are parasites. Ooh, we got a Tholian. Ooh. Sylvia. One of the Sylvias in Star Trek from Cat's Paw. That's what they look like. You shut up, Huggins. Horta. The Scalvia, which I showed you guys. Ooh, all the different hearts. So we got a human heart, an Andorian heart, a Klingon heart, a Gorn heart, a Tellarite heart, and a Vulcan heart. I heart this page, man. Oh, cranial skulls of all the species there. There be species there. Yeah. Brains, already showed you guys. Look, it's a Tellarite. It's got hooves, and it's got a little tail. See its little tail there? And its nipples. Its nipples are on its belly. See, it says nipples. That's a Tellarite. The Klingon. No two penises. The Klingons don't have two penises. Fuck Shabba. Hold on. Ooh, there's a Gorn. The Gorn anatomy. The Gorn have a tail too. See? They got a tail. And the Andorians, they have an exoskeleton. Because they're insect-like, you know. It goes through a bunch of diseases and anyway, I digress. Let's see here. Wow, they did miss a great opportunity with Intergalactic. Never thought about that. I'm Captain Obvious. I can't help it. Did you read Annie Wershing is cast as... Yes, I did. We're going to talk about that next week on one of our lives. I like Discovery. In fact, this morning I watched a Trekyards 4-year-old video debating the Klingons and if Discovery was a reboot. Yes, but lowest decks. Trekyards is one word, which you have, but there's no capital Y. It's just Trekyards. No capital Y. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, I appreciate it. Okay, I had to refresh. Not everyone keeps their private... Yeah. Not everyone keeps their genitals in the same place, Captain. Anyway, I'm gonna call it quits there. Wow, 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 wow. And there's the delay there. And there's the delay there. And there's the delay there. Then there's the delay there. Whoa. Matthew Coat, $5. Just to support you, Cap. Always appreciate a place to talk Trek. Thank you very much, Matthew. And you're always welcome here, my friend. It's always a great time hanging out with you guys. So, Capception. Indeed. You know why? Because it's because of the wormhole. It's a wormhole effect going on. That's what that was. Anyway, guys, sorry for people just tuning in. I'm going to call it quits there. My throat is sore still. At least I'm not coughing, but my mouth's very dry. I just need to kind of stop talking, I think, for now. But join us tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our live review and discussion of this episode. Considering I didn't like this episode and thought it was the worst of season 2, I'm sure Samuel will absolutely love it and say it was the best episode ever of season 2 or all of Lower Decks. I don't know, because he surprised me last week. I look dehydrated. What the fuck? What does that even mean? How do I look dehydrated? I didn't know that was a look you could do. Blue Steel. Anyway, so thank you for watching. Tune in tomorrow for the live. We'll see what Samuel thinks about this. He surprised me last week. He really liked last week's episode for some reason. So who the hell knows? But anyway, until then, I'm Captain Foley. Thank you so much. I'll go try that tea and honey and stuff like that as well. Tea and honey. Does Sylvia count as honey? Got a honey pot. Just trying to think if I have honey. I don't think we have honey. I should just stop talking now. Probably a good idea. Bye, guys.